Page 58, Old Folks at Home, a very old song from an American composer. You can read about Stephen Foster up in the paragraph. This is the first lesson in chapter 4. Now this is a good time if you're confused or you're not understanding things that's not quite. Go back, go through everything again. Review everything again. Take your time on getting through this. Don't be in a hurry, please. However, assuming you're ready to go on, let's talk about this piece. They're not really introducing anything new. We're just using what we've already had. But you can see at the top of page 58 the kinds of things that we're going to be learning in this chapter. I'll look it over. It's about a page and a half long. Treble and bass clef, one flat in the key signature, so it's either in the key of F major or D minor, because those are the two keys with one flat in the key signature. I look at the end, the last measure. Here it's here. All those notes. We don't have the A, but it's an F chord. So I figure this is an F major. However, when you do the scales, do both scales, F major and D minor, both. At least one octave up and down. If you've been doing the scales like you're supposed to, go ahead and start doing them 2 octaves. But if you haven't been doing the scales, don't try 2 octaves. Just learn the scale first. Now through most of this, only one hand at a time is playing, more or less. So I'm going to take both hands together. It shortens the video a little bit. But normally when I tackle a piece, I'll do it one hand at a time first, and then try and put them together. So third finger on A, that puts the hand in this position. Don't forget the B flat, it's in the key signature. And the right hand comes in with fourth finger on F, that puts it in this position. So it looks like we're in middle C position when we have a B flat in there. That's 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So we have a dotted rhythm and the short note comes first. That's okay. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Measure 4, you're going to hold the left hand down. It's a whole note, and while you're holding it down, you're going to play the C and the E. So it's a 1. Let's go over to measure 17. We're here, same position, we haven't moved, and it's here. These are together, and then on beat 2 is the B flat C, and then on the end of 2 is the F. It's a dotted rhythm. 1 and 2 and. Like so. 1 and 2. Make sure when you play the G that left hand comes up. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Measure 18. 1 and 2 and 3. Like so. And I'll measure 20. The right hand is C. You're going to hold it down. And the left hand, you're going to move the little finger down. Here, so you got 1. Okay. That's pretty much the piece. So you work it out with the notes and the rhythms and all, and then go back over it slowly and carefully and get rid of any hesitations you may have. A steady beat throughout the whole thing. It's important. And then we think about the articulation, or here it would be the phrasing and the staccatos. The phrases, the curved line, they're marking the phrase, the musical sentences, the musical thoughts. Here. That's one sentence. And then at the end of the line, you'd lift up. Like taking a breath. So don't connect measure 4 and 5. Here. No, lift up. Here. So it looks like in this arrangement, every line seems to be a phrase. So at the end of every line, you can lift up before you go to the next line, like just a speck of silence in there. For the staccatos, I'm flexing at the wrist here in the bum, bum, bums. Measure 4. Like so. And then I'll measure 8 as the last measure of the page on 58. You're here. And both hands come up together and you go on. So put in the articulation, then we add the dynamics. MF at the beginning is mezzo forte. Sort of loud. I'd say it's the melody, but almost everything is melody. These notes, chords, keep those in the background. The melody are the notes with the words. So it's like the whole note, measure 4, That's melody. These others are not. Keep them in the background. All the way through, and a measure 17, you go up to loud. Here, it's the right hand, this in the background. So you're playing one hand heavy and the other hand light at the same time. That's a struggle for a lot of people. It was for me. What you do, I hope, is when you're doing the scales, since you're doing the scales anyway, right? Practice playing one hand louder than the other and switch it as to which hand is loud. So in the F major scale, do the light. At the same time, so you're heavy in one hand and light and then switch it. No. Light. At the same time, practice doing that when you're doing the scales. And that way when you get this stuff in the music, you just do it. So measure 17, you're this is the last line is mezzo forte coming out like you were at the beginning. Yeah. It's better if you can get in and start feeling the dynamics and all of this. Speed, I tend to play a little fast to shorten the video, but it's just an average speed. Just see, the eighth notes will slow it down a little bit. That's okay. Just keep the whole thing at one speed though. And on these, the first measure, you're using the awkward fingers, these. Don't shy away from them. Use them. The more you use them, the less awkward they get. I'm just transferring weight from finger to finger is all I'm doing. Don't hold the hand still and try and use the fingers to play it. Transfer weight. I'm here, then here, here. Transfer weight. I'm just walking around the piano with the fingers is all it is. Remember the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. One, I exaggerate them so you can hear them better. Feel these. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to feel the music. Once you get the mechanics out of the way, you get into it and you start getting into the music and feeling it. Sing it if you want to. I don't sing, but you're welcome to. Let's play it together slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the louds and softs. I'm just going to play everything about the same, but I will do the staccatos and the phrasing. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3.